Imagine a congregation of esteemed figures engaging in laughter and derision toward the Creator of all that is. A fleeting instance of lightheartedness resonated with a vast audience, prompting an eruption of laughter throughout the gathering. Yet, merely 2 days later, an unforeseen occurrence transpires. The world watches as a calamity unfolds. Flames engulf the Hollywood Hills, spreading destruction throughout Los Angeles. Could this merely be a coincidence? Could these occurrences have a profound and spiritual significance? Mocking the divine carries grave consequences that are frequently disregarded, particularly in an era where it appears to have become a source of amusement for some individuals. The recent Golden Globes presentation served as a tribute to remarkable individuals, while simultaneously conveying a strong message regarding the Creator. The recent event serves as a profound reminder of the significance we can no longer overlook. Natural disasters, including the fires in Los Angeles and the power outage in Paris, occur with notable regularity. These serve as signs, communications from a divine source that inspire individuals to remain vigilant and attentive. The sacred text reminds us, "Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. We reap the consequences of our actions." Yet, in this era of entertainment and transient fame, have we lost our grasp on this profound truth? When we mock the sacred, we sow the seeds of accountability, and the results are inevitable. Might this be a message from the divine? Do the wildfires and natural calamities unfolding around us suggest that there is an important message we should pay attention to? In this presentation, we shall delve into these events and explore their connections to the ancient prophecies documented in the scriptures. It is essential to recognize the profound truth that the world's derision of the sacred may lead to significant and enduring repercussions. Remain vigilant as we delve into the spiritual significance of these somber occurrences and reflect on the possibility of redemption. The response may come as a surprise to you. Have you ever contemplated the perspective we hold of the divine in our contemporary society? A sorrowful event transpired recently at a prestigious awards ceremony. Notable figures mocked him as they stood upon the stage, illuminated by the dazzling lights. Their humor resonated, eliciting hearty laughter from the audience. Nevertheless, I found it to be devoid of humor. Can you accomplish this task? Pause for a moment to contemplate it. They mocked the Creator of all things, who gave them talents, voices, and breath. I had to discontinue due to that circumstance. What leads us to neglect the deep sanctity of the Almighty? What is the reason we perceive Him as though He were a mere jest? In the days that followed that event, wildfires broke out in Los Angeles, leading to significant destruction. Families saw their dwellings consumed by the fierce flames, leaving them with nothing but ashes. Smoke enveloped the sky, casting it in a profound hue of red. Simultaneously, shadows enveloped the remainder of the world, reaching even the heart of Paris. The city experienced a substantial power outage, engulfing a multitude of individuals in darkness. Could this simply be a matter of fate? Is there a more pressing issue to consider? The holy texts offer numerous exhortations concerning this issue. Galatians 6:7 reminds us, "Do not be deceived. God is not mocked, for whatever one sows, that will he also reap." Might it be that these disasters are not mere coincidences, but rather significant reminders of this deep truth? Could these be signs of divine judgment? The scriptures unfold the stories of divine reactions as nations wandered away from their Creator across the pages of history. When violence and wickedness engulfed the earth in the days of Noah, the Lord unleashed a great flood, From the heavens came forth fire and brimstone during the days of Sodom and Gomorrah, an era characterized by widespread immorality. These narratives go beyond simple historical accounts. They stand as serious warnings and contemplations on the consequences that emerge when humanity opts to disrespect the holiness of the divine. Some may respond, "This is merely a coincidence. Fires and blackouts happen often." However, I pose this question: how many coincidences must occur before we begin to take notice? In times of disaster, we are profoundly unsettled and compelled to face matters we might otherwise wish to evade. Are we conducting our lives in harmony with the divine will? Are our hearts in alignment with His sacred purpose? This jest about the divine may appear humorous, yet it is, in truth, a matter of immense significance. Each instance of humor or casual dismissal of His name undermines the reverence that is rightfully His. And yet, the patience of the Almighty is truly remarkable. He embodies patience, offering us the opportunity to return to Him and seek forgiveness. Nevertheless, one must recognize that there exists a threshold to the extent of tolerance an individual can maintain. The Scriptures repeatedly reference judgment as a tangible reality, not just a concept. The figure of the prophet Elijah arises in my thoughts as I reflect upon the wildfires and blackouts. Do you recall the moment he faced the prophets of Baal upon Mount Carmel? The people had forsaken their devotion to God, embracing false idols and ridiculing His holy name. Elijah held firm and called upon the Lord. Fire descended from the heavens, revealing to all the identity of the one true God. That moment transcended mere judgments. It was a profound opportunity to guide individuals back to the embrace of God. Might the calamities we observe in our present time serve as a call for us to undertake comparable measures? I do not wish to instill fear. Rather, I aim to inspire you to reflect profoundly. These occurrences serve as a reminder to focus on what genuinely matters in our existence. They stand as a testament to divine authority, the inherent sense of justice, and the profound yearning to engage with the Creator. You possess the power to effect change. We can persist in honoring Him through our speech, our deeds, and the manner in which we conduct our lives. What shall be our forthcoming actions? How should we respond to a world that often mocks our sacred values? It begins with us, our own feelings, and the decisions we undertake. Let us resolve to uphold our faith in God, even in times when it may not be widely accepted. Let us utter His name with the utmost reverence. Let us conduct ourselves in a manner that reflects His love and holiness. It is a profound reality that we should not take the divine lightly. His word endures forever, His justice stands firm, and His love knows no bounds. The inquiry at hand is whether we shall pay attention to the admonitions presented before us. Shall we return to Him before the hour grows too late? This journey transcends fear. It embodies hope and the pursuit of returning to the One who perpetually beckons us homeward. Have you ever contemplated the ways in which individuals view the divine in our contemporary world? It seems that mocking the divine has become a commonplace action and is often considered acceptable behavior. A notable awards presentation featuring prominent celebrities who openly mocked the divine is a recent example that remains vivid in my recollection. On that stage, under the bright lights, they mocked the divine. The audience erupted in laughter, momentarily forgetting the gravity of the spoken words. Yet, I found myself unable to laugh. Could this be something within your capabilities? Contemplate this. Numerous admirers revere these individuals, and their words and deeds profoundly resonate across generations. Yet they directed their mockery toward the Creator of the universe, the one who bestowed upon them their talents, their voices, and the very essence of their lives. What implications does that hold for the condition of our hearts? What is the condition of our world? Is it merely a light-hearted form of entertainment, or does it carry deeper significance? What transpired merely days following that event was even more astonishing to me. In Los Angeles, devastating wildfires have erupted, laying waste to communities, consuming homes, and leaving families with nothing but remnants of their former lives. I recall witnessing images of the orange sky, thick with smoke, as individuals hurriedly fled to find safety. Meanwhile, on the other side of the globe, Paris, renowned as the City of Light, suffered a significant blackout, plunging millions into darkness. It was a moment rich with symbolic irony. A city renowned for its illumination found itself shrouded in darkness. Some may view these occurrences merely as natural disasters or unfortunate coincidences, opting to overlook their deeper meaning. But should we? Galatians 6:7 presents a solemn caution. Do not be deceived. God is not mocked, for whatever one sows, that will he also reap. This verse underscores the reality that our actions, both as individuals and as a community, carry profound consequences. Might it be that these calamities are not just random events? Could they serve as wake-up calls or sacred messages meant to remind us of the divine sovereignty and holiness of God? We have encountered similar warnings throughout history. The scriptures recount the tales of individuals who strayed from the path of the Lord, disregarded his admonitions, and faced the repercussions of their choices. Consider the era of Noah. He faced ridicule for constructing an ark amidst a world steeped in sin and violence. They derided him, treating him as a fool. Yet, when the rain commenced and the floodwaters surged, their mockery transformed into a symphony of fear. In that instant, it became evident that the chance for redemption had vanished. Conversely, let us reflect on Sodom and Gomorrah, two cities renowned for their wickedness and their lack of respect for the divine. For mocking the sacred, they faced destruction. Fire and brimstone descended from the heavens, annihilating all that lay in their path. These narratives transcend mere ancient history. These are notifications. They serve as a reminder that the Lord embodies patience, yet he also upholds justice. No one can ridicule him indefinitely. What then does it signify to mock the divine in our contemporary world? It may not always appear as though renowned performers are sharing humor on the stage. At times, it is more nuanced. It is an integral part of our daily lives. We fail to honor God's name with the reverence it deserves. We neglect his word, viewing it as insignificant or no longer relevant. This occurs when we place everything else, achievement, amusement, and connections, above him. At times, the art of mockery may present itself in a nuanced manner. At times, it reflects a complete lack of consideration for the circumstances at hand. Let us pause to reflect on the calamities unfolding before us, such as wildfires, outages, and numerous others. Are these mere coincidences, or do they intertwine with a larger narrative? How many coincidences must occur before we begin to take notice? In times of calamity, we frequently find ourselves pondering profound questions. Are we conducting our lives in a way that aligns with God's will? Are we sowing the seeds of righteousness, or are we cultivating seeds of mockery and sin? These events evoke the memory of the prophet Elijah and the moment he boldly faced the prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel. The children of Israel had strayed from the path of righteousness, embracing idols and dishonoring his holy name. Elijah stood alone amidst a people who had lost sight of the one true God. He cried out to the Lord, and fire descended from the heavens. This was a remarkable display of divine power and sovereignty. That moment transcended mere judgment. It guided individuals to reconnect their hearts with the divine. Might it be that the calamities we are observing at this moment are fulfilling a similar role? Might it be that these circumstances serve as a divine invitation for us to return to Him before the opportunity slips away? Please understand that we are not trying to incite fear or pass judgment. It pertains to contemplation. It pertains to the conviction that the divine is perpetually seeking to bring about redemption. He embodies grace, patience, and compassion. Yet, there exists a threshold to the extent of one's patience. Galatians 6:7 serves as a solemn reminder that our actions will yield their rightful consequences. When we sow seeds of mockery, indifference, or rebellion, we must not anticipate reaping blessings in return. The Lord embodies love, yet He is equally characterized by His holiness and justice. What course of action shall we take next? How should we react to a society that often mocks our values? It begins with us. It is essential for each of us to pause and reflect. Am I conducting my life in a manner that aligns with divine principles? When I utter His name, am I conveying the appropriate reverence? Am I safeguarding Him, even when it is not the favored course of action? The church holds a vital position in our community. We must not remain silent. We must embody courage in proclaiming the truth, even in a world that may mock us for our convictions. Individuals in positions of influence, whether performing on stage, leading teams, or engaging in daily conversations, bear an enhanced responsibility. Employ your voice to glorify the Lord, rather than to bring Him dishonor. Remain steadfast in your commitment to that which is holy. Shine as a guiding light in a world yearning for hope. It is not appropriate to mock the divine. His word endures through all time, and His justice remains constant. Above all, His love is unwavering and resolute. These calamities may appear as mere misfortunes, yet what if they signify something deeper? What if they are expressions of compassion, opportunities intended to awaken us and guide us back to Him before the moment slips away? It is our responsibility to determine the course of action. Shall we direct our focus and attentiveness? Shall we embrace humility, turn from our ways, and earnestly seek His presence? Shall we show our respect for Him, not merely through our words, but also through our deeds and the manner in which we conduct our lives? The Lord eagerly awaits your return. It's time to return to Him immediately. We cannot guarantee the arrival of tomorrow. The inquiry at hand is whether we shall heed these admonitions, or if we shall delay our response until the moment has passed us by, rendering action futile. Today, you must make a decision. Let us proceed with discernment and prudence. Let us proceed with divine guidance. Have you ever contemplated the immense patience that God extends toward us? In the face of our shortcomings, our unwillingness to adhere, and our disregard for His holiness, He persistently extends His grace to us. Yet, it is essential for us to ponder a singular question. How enduring will that patience be? As individuals and as a society, to what extent can we persist in ridiculing the divine before we must confront the consequences? The video brings to light a matter that demands our attention. Indeed, the reality of divine judgment is profound and carries significant weight. The scriptures make this abundantly clear. Yet, An extraordinary truth accompanies that judgment. His mercy remains accessible. Even in the face of relentless opposition, the divine intention remains one of salvation rather than destruction. He desires that we return to Him. The recent calamities we have witnessed, such as wildfires that have reduced homes to ash, blackouts that have enveloped entire cities in darkness, and numerous other disasters, are not mere random occurrences in nature. They hold a profound meaning. They serve as a reminder of God's holiness, justice, and sovereignty. Galatians 6:7 states, "Do not be deceived. God is not mocked, for whatever one sows, that will he also reap." This verse conveys that when we ridicule God, through our words, actions, or apathy, we are sowing seeds that will ultimately yield a harvest. And the result of mockery is ruin. Yet, the remarkable aspect of God's nature is that He persistently offers an invitation, even amidst His judgment. The divine goodness radiates like a guiding light amidst the tempest, even as humanity contends with the repercussions of transgression. Regardless of their severity, we can also view the tragedies we witness as acts of mercy. They could serve as a divine prompt, urging us to heed the call and seek repentance before the opportunity slips away. Do you remember the story of Jonah? God commissioned Jonah to journey to Nineveh, delivering a solemn warning that judgment was imminent. Given its troubled reputation, the city might have chosen to ignore the message. They had the option to scorn the divine and pursue their desires without restraint. Yet, they chose not to proceed in that manner. All, from the sovereign to the ordinary person, expressed their grief through the donning of sackcloth and ashes. What deeds did the Lord perform? He yielded. He demonstrated compassion. We honor a divine presence that bestows grace upon those who sincerely seek repentance. That is the deity we revere. It is essential to recognize that repentance is not merely a singular occurrence. Rather, it is a continual process that unfolds repeatedly. It represents a profound way of living. It involves a daily commitment to renounce sin and embrace a path toward God. It is an aspiration that we must all strive for, both personally and as a united community. The inquiry at hand is whether we are prepared to undertake this task. Will we allow our ego, indifference, or fear to prevent us from humbling ourselves before Him? The video extends a heartfelt invitation for prayer. It is not enough to merely discuss the calamities or to emphasize their significance within a spiritual framework. We must bring them before God. Prayer is the first step toward healing. It provides a refuge for softened hearts, a place where the chains of sin are broken and where God's abundant mercy flows freely. Let us unite in prayer for those deeply affected by these calamities, including those who have lost their homes, loved ones, or their very hope. Let us raise our voices in prayer for those who have scorned the divine, that their hearts may be changed and their eyes opened to His holiness. Let us gather in prayer for a global awakening, a revival of reverence, and a sincere return to repentance. If we, as a community, choose to ignore the warning signs, we may ultimately face the consequences that follow. That said, the encouraging news is that it remains achievable. The Lord continues to exhibit patience and vigilance. His arms remain open wide. His unwavering desire to extend mercy persists. The promise found in 2 Chronicles 7:14 resonates with us today. If my people who are called by my name humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and heal their land. Restoration is within our grasp. Forgiveness is within reach. It beckons us to take action. It calls for humility, prayer, and a return to the sacred. The message of this video is clear. God is holy, and it is unwise to test his patience. He embodies patience, refrains from quick anger, and upholds fairness and virtue. There will arrive a moment when the opportunity for mercy ceases and judgment is pronounced. This is a truthful declaration from the Scriptures, not an attempt to instill fear. Therefore, it is imperative that we do not postpone any further. This serves as a profound invitation, encouraging us to seek repentance and align our lives with His divine purpose before the opportunity passes us by. In conclusion, let us reflect on this. How shall we respond? Shall we persist in our ways, disregarding the significance of divine warnings? Should we genuinely believe that the signs around us are just coincidences and ignore their significance? Shall we seize this opportunity to humble ourselves, seek His presence, and turn back to Him? We possess the power to make our own choices. However, should we decide to overlook that capability, we shall endure the repercussions for eternity. The compassion of God knows no bounds. His kindness flows abundantly, yet His holiness is a matter of profound reverence and should never be taken lightly. This is the time to act decisively. Now is the moment to turn back to Him. We must not delay until the flames have devoured everything or the shadows have entirely eclipsed the light. Let us turn to the one who beckons us to return, the one who holds all things within His grasp. As I contemplate this film, I am deeply moved by the grave and significant occurrences unfolding around us, from natural calamities to the evident neglect of the sacred. One might be inclined to view these events as mere coincidences or natural phenomena. However, if we pause to reflect and examine the matter from a wider perspective, we may uncover a profound meaning hidden beneath the surface. These tragedies may not stand alone. They might serve as profound calls for spiritual awakening, beckoning us to revisit the ideals we have forsaken or neglected. This film serves as a poignant reminder of our duty to not only refrain from offending the divine, but also to uphold a sense of reverence and stewardship toward the sacred. As our society and culture drift from significant spiritual convictions, occurrences such as these may serve as communications from a higher power, urging us to recalibrate our ethical direction. They serve as a reminder of the significance of humility, the importance of faith, and the necessity of expressing gratitude to the Almighty. What shall our response be? Shall we persist in overlooking these warnings, or will we choose to embrace an open-minded approach, taking the necessary time to reflect upon them and respond accordingly? It is important for us to reflect on this question. This could be the perfect opportunity for a profound spiritual awakening, a moment to contemplate the beliefs we cherish and the values we uphold. Let us embark on small yet significant steps toward fostering a world filled with respect and understanding, beginning with a transformation in our interactions with the divine and with each other. We possess the authority to choose, and the consequences will be enduring.